come with us on a tour of the UK's most northerly distillery. This one makes gin. It's the Saxavord Distillery in Unst, Shetland, which makes the lovely Shetland Real gin. You start by having a tour of the distillery. It's an old RAF station, so it's just one large room split up into small sections with just this one still that makes 20,000 bottles per year. Currently, Shetland Real produces 7 gins, including their core 3. These are the big hitters and include seaweed, mint and orange flavour. We learned about all of the botanicals the distillery uses in its gin, and we got to smell each of them so we knew what we were tasting when it came to sampling each of the gins. I really like this because a lot of these things are grown locally and foraged by the people living in the Isle. But as you can see, they've produced many different flavours and special editions since its opening in 2012. These include a gin to celebrate the Shetland Folk Festival, gin for Christmas, and even for the Uphellia Viking festivals with a Viking inside the bottle. My all-time favourite was this rhubarb and bramble liqueur, which is unfortunately they don't make anymore. It was so good when you served it with ginger beer. And there is even a portable gin which is served in a pouch. This distillery also wanted to produce whiskey when it started, but it was found that gin was way more cost effective and easier to produce, so if you find one of these bottles of Shetland Real whiskey, hold onto it. Then we learnt how the bottles were filled with gin and labelled, and some are even sealed with a special wax cap. This is a pretty small operation when you compare it to other distilleries in the UK, so there's usually only 2 people in this room at any given time producing the gin, and that's only 20,000 bottles a year. I've never actually seen this side of the operations before, and for some reason I found the labelling machine really interesting and how they laid out all of these labels. I can imagine the bottle getting shoved through this. Then it was on to the best bit, the tasting, and I love the tasting room because they have all of these previous special editions on display, including these lovely knitted gin bottle covers and matching Viking knitted caps. Unfortunately, these were not for sale. We tried 8 different gins during our session, and we were asked if we preferred each neat or with tonic, and at the end we decided which was our favourite. I found it really interesting to hear which flavours the other people in the room were enjoying. To be honest, I think I just liked all of them. One that I'm getting into recently is a gin called Wildfire, which is a little bit spicy, and it was produced to coincide with the release of an Anne Cleeves novel by the same name. Uniquely, there are also 2 space-themed gins at this distillery, one in a pouch, because they're also building a spaceport on the island of Unst, so you could take it to space. We walked away with 1 bottle of gin because I feel like I've already collected all of them already, but if you ever find yourself in Shetland, I would highly recommend this tour.